and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Carolina Panthers and our home team. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in pretty desperate here for a win as they've started the year 0-5.
And it seems way too early to start talking about hot seats. But guess what? When a team is 0-5, people start wondering about their jobs.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Ready. Blue ready. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Tackle made by K'Wan Short. And a peek now at the offense for Tampa Bay.
Chris Godwin packs a lot of potential into the wide receiver position for Tampa Bay. 6'1", great yards after catch. I'm looking for a breakout season for him in 2019. He could be one of the prime targets in Bruce Arians' new offense.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, it's Winston. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So on 4th down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game, and eventually we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game and you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. A big play there for Carolina. Give him 53 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Back to throw, Newton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
A 3rd-round pick out of LSU in the 2014 draft, guard Trey Turner quickly became one of the better players in the NFL. Agile, this guy can absolutely fly. The fastest offensive lineman at the 2014 Combine. You want some nastiness? Watch him at the point of attack. Agile, mobile, and hostile. That's Trey Turner.
Newton's pass is on target to Moore. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Right there, 54, right there.
The former Florida Gator, Jordan Scarlett, the rookie with the carry. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Jordan Scarlett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On play action, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. First catch there for Evans, good enough for a first down. And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans. And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
Here we go, D. Here we go.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. A look there at the numbers for Barber from last time. 22 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. K1 Short, able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what will happen? They'll flat out take over this game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And the Buccaneer defense for the 2nd straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Newton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go, let's go!
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Let him know.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Ready? Check 45 somebody. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Off play action. Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it. Not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So out come the Bucs now. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Jameis to throw it. And Brate, the tight end's got it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
And for a 2nd straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I got one. Check.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they're facing a very tough 3rd and 11. On 3rd down, Winston. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Carolina. Corey Grant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He's coming. Double up, double up.
Play action now, Winston. This goes to Barber, the running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jameis again. Underneath, he's got Brate. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Winston in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Winston gives to Barber. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. Jordan Leggett, the tight end, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Throwing, Winston. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and leg.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. Interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 16 yards, a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. But it's going to be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Barber. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
And Winston lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton over the middle, and it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Play fake. Winston. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Barber. Oh, Barber loses it.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Winston. And his throw here's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Grant. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense...
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Barber. And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he is finally out of bounds across midfield at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. I said it's 3. 54. 6-man. Gun. Check curls.
On first down, it's Newton. Flushed out right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Grant. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, Newton buying time to his left. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Let's see what you got.
Winston leaves it with Barber on the draw. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Winston. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
It's just me and you.
A first down throw for Winston.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll throw again. Winston. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Peyton Barber was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we come upon halftime, intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here are the Panthers set to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They will run with Grant, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
They go back to Grant. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Mike, 45. Record.
On the draw, it's Scarlett. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. K1 short in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Right there, 54 Mike. All right.
They'll run here with Barber, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And Thomas has it. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Newton. That's Samuel, caught left side. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Here we go. 188. Bring it. Check.
Now a shotgun handoff to Scarlett. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Newton. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And that'll bring up second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Let's go, defense.
Jameis now on first down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Barber. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. A carry for Barber. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Once again, it's Barber. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Jones. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything. I'm just going to go ahead and call it, partner. You could smell the desperation in that fake, couldn't you? Down big. They had to try something. No one was fooled.
I think you're exactly right. With this deficit, though, go ahead and give it a shot. Didn't work out. In the end, I guess it doesn't hurt him too much. On first down, Grant. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Offense.
That's Greg Little, second-round pick from Ole Miss. He's the guilty party. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd and long, it's Newton. And that will be incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out, 1st and 10. On play action, Winston. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
Play action now. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down to close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Welcome back now here in London. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction, because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Now Scarlett. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Bottom line. Keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now it's the backup Greer. And incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing on 3rd down, Greer looking long for... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
We play to win.
Still
Go.
1st down.
The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
A shotgun snap for Greer. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. His throw incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
This goes to Barber, the running back. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer 1st down.
You ready? You ready?
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Winston now to throw on 1st down. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check the backer, check the backer.
Now Winston. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Carolina getting set to take the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Right there, 54 Mike. In your face. Shift.
On 3rd down, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold it a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run it with Scarlett. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Levante David, the Bucs leading tackler, 6 of the last 7 years in there to make the stop.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. And we got to get to the ball.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton. And that is incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Mike. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Single, slot.
Throwing on 2nd down. Winston. He hits his target. Left side, Watson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Jameis to throw it. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Evans once again the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, they seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown's going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Here's Greer. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. So this